Just to give you guys a brief overview, so Study Snack is a program similar to Uber Eats or Grubhub, as you guys remember, and we're currently working on bringing it to the UNC Charlotte campus and making it exclusive here, and then potentially bring it to other campuses in the future. But for right now, we're focusing on UNC Charlotte. One thing we are thinking about is we're planning on meeting with the Dean of Students and trying to get it to be a part of a meal plan. So if you did go to UNC Charlotte, it'd be a part of your tuition, and you wouldn't actually have to pay for it. It would just be included in your actual tuition, so you could just do it for free. And that is essentially what we were going for. And as far as the details of the delivery, we were thinking about going with like scooters or something similar to that, because I don't know if you guys drive, but if you've driven on campus, you know how hard it is to park and that type of thing. And you can imagine how inefficient it would be. But we made a few changes, and most of what we've been looking into recently is updating and like making changes on our prototype. And so that's what Diana will talk to you about here.
Alright, so the first part of presentation 3 was working on like the materials we would need to make our prototype. So could you just go down a little bit? Yeah. So obviously we needed like some sort of computer or laptop, and to run the software we needed to build the app. And then we also needed a phone or another type of mobile device to test it. We also used a drawing tablet to draw the individual screens, so we could like customize them to how we wanted them to look. And then the software we used was Adobe XD and Paint, Sketchbook by Autodesk. Okay, so then we identified the subsystems we would be testing in the prototype. So the first one was the aesthetics of the app, so how it would look, how the users would feel about it, what their opinions would be. We decided we would test this by conducting a survey where people would actually be able to test our prototype, play around with it, see what they like, what they don't like. Then another big aspect that we wanted to test was functionality, like does the app do what it needs to do? And then lastly, the user experience. So this is more like an opinion, how did the user feel about using the app? And then the prototype building phase, so like I had mentioned, we used Adobe XD to design the prototype. So on the screen, you can just see how we design like each individual screen. And then on the next image right below it, that's where we actually like designed the prototype. So all the navigation we did there. So here where you click on Chick-fil-A, it will redirect you to the Chick-fil-A screen and stuff like that. And then lastly, the last part that we did in Adobe XD was test the prototype. We can actually test it on the computer itself, which was really beneficial because that way we didn't have to like get our phone out just yet and test it on the actual computer. Oops.
So essentially what we had to do next was test our prototype. So things that we decided like that we need to test for was the navigation, so how smooth does everything navigate through each page. Interface testing, which would be does it fit on each like different phone screen size. Load testing would be how long like does it take for everything to load. Speed testing was whether or not it responds in the right speed, or if, like is everything going too fast, is it going too slow, is it going at the right time. And then battery testing would be how much battery life does the app take from your phone when you're using it.
And those were just tests we could like run in our prototype so far. But then other types of tests we would have to run if we actually wanted to continue with Study Snack would be to find a way to like measure how well the payment support is. But that's not something we can do just yet because we don't have an option for people to pay for it because it's not an actual app. And there's also other things like the safety of the app, like how safe is it for them to put their information in there, like can you get hacked? Is your like security, not your security, like your personal information gonna be stolen or something? Like that's something we would have to take into account.
And then for the testing benchmarks, so these are just some examples of the questions we were asking yourselves as we were just working through. So you can see like, are the results consistent? Having to make sure that we're not, just doing like an easy test, like only asking one person. You have to actually, get feedback from a variety of people and not just like one type of person, like professors, students, the whole demographic we're trying to get to. And then just, these are just the example questions we asked. And we also asked our mentor to review the app. And then we got good mentor feedback, but is that from the internet? Is it the internet connection thing?
Did you click to share?
Sorry. And so according to our mentor, the application had like a good base on it, but essentially we just need to expand on making it more functional and like have more just variance into it. So we had like a few good functions, but as it said, we need to work on the actual aesthetics of it and that type of stuff. And we'll be going over the app for you guys in a second, so you'll actually see what we're talking about. But we got a lot of really good feedback on features to add. We had a lot of people that we surveyed that gave us really good ideas. Like, for example, some people said that we should add a filtering system for allergies. So if you have a peanut allergy and you're like, going to Chick-fil-A, you don't accidentally order a Chick-fil-A sandwich which is made with peanut oil. And also filtering for prices and like, even diets like keto diets and that type of thing. So that was some functions and things we were thinking about adding on.
Okay, and so then these are our test results, and we didn't put them all in there because we had too much, but if you just click on that thing, it'll actually redirect you into oh my god. Okay, I can just sign in.
But I think we're considering doing probably some more testing just after this presentation, because we found out that like just surveying people, a lot of people had really good ideas and just like feedback. And so it took a lot more time than regular surveying because they had to play with the app and stuff. And so it took more time than just a quick 1-minute survey, but I think it was very beneficial and we got a lot out of it. So it was a good experience overall.
Mm. Yeah, so if
So as we were surveying people, we found out that like people liked our prototype and like they liked our logo, and there was very like little to improve on. But as a group, eventually we decided to like change our logo, and yeah.
Yeah, so the idea behind putting the link in here is like so it wouldn't take up too much space on the website itself, since as you can see it's like 6 pages long of research that we did. So the idea is that if they wanted to, they could actually just go on there and click the link and read more into that. But we did want to highlight some research we did from the survey.
Yes.
Because I feel like
So here we just have some what they believed how their opinions on the aesthetics. So a lot of people liked them, but they still felt like there was room for improvement. And we just had the overall app experience. One thing I think that we personally tried to keep in consideration is that a lot of times people want to be like overly nice. So we ask people to be frank and be brutally honest, because nobody wants to see your prototype and be like, oh man, this sucks. But a lot of times we do need to improve things, so that was something we did take into consideration.
And overall, they said that like with our app, we needed to like change our like color options, because like we originally went with the color green, but we figured that the color green like led towards like healthy options, and we're serving like fast food and stuff like that. So that's one thing we needed to improve on.
Yeah, we studied a lot into just logos, especially recently, just studying like different colors and what they communicate. And that really led into us creating our new logo. So that really helped us create one that we believe represented our company and like gave our message across.
Yeah.
And so then this is our updated prototype. So on on the left, you can see how the format was kind of messed up and the text would kind of like go over itself in some places where it's like circles. And then on the right, you can see how we corrected that, and it's all like clear and easier to read now.
So in the future, obviously our prototype is gonna change. Like our logo is gonna change, and we're planning on adding like more restaurants to our app and like making it more like appealing.
Yeah, it's definitely not finalized, and based on the feedback we've gotten, we're gonna continue working on it and make it the best we can. Here's a video. And then this is a video of our prototype. It's only 15 seconds. It'll work.
Also, one fun fact is like our prototype, we originally like had like a voice thing. So like in order to test it, you could like tell the app like take me to Chick-fil-A or something like that, and it should like work. But I mean that's what we're trying.
Yeah, so this is just going over like the pages and seeing if it could handle like me going over them like really fast, which is one of the tests we had to do for the load testing to see how long it would take for it to like go through all of those pages and not like buffer or like slow down or malfunction in some way.
So that's it. Any questions? Yes.
So you said that you're gonna add more like restaurants and stuff onto the app. So is that supposed to be completed within the time of the project being due, or is that like if we had more time on the project?
That's a good question. I think we definitely want to add more restaurants. As far as having all the ones on campus, we don't know, but we'll definitely be planning on adding more. Definitely ones that are popular, such as like, you know, the, what's the,
Student Union?
Panda Express, that one, the one that, so ones that are very popular among people. Elena?
I'm just curious more about your survey and your poll. Who did you survey overall? Like,
UNCC students.
just UNCC students?
And we was
Yeah.
mainly at the union, so it was just people getting food.
But we did get some professors and other people that were, you know, in other educations, but mostly students. Hannah?
So you said you wanted to work the, like the whole program into, what's it called, like the meal plan at UNCC? Does that mean UNCC would pay the people who deliver?
Yeah, so it'd be a part of the UNCC program, so they'd pay, obviously this is ideally, it's not something we've set up yet, but that's just one route that we're considering. That's just, we think that would be beneficial because, you know, it would be easier to work with UNC Charlotte, and it's also, we're modeling it slightly after a program that's going on in NC State that we're looking into, which
And
does a similar
also,
thing.
hopefully by Expo Day, we should have like our app like on both like iOS and Android, so it could like run on both.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you guys for your time.